Hey guys, very good morning. It's Brian once again from The Boring Husband. Today's topic is very straightforward. We're only going to be looking at one reason and only one, okay, as to why Bitcoin is rising. Okay, now I don't want to speculate too much about this, okay, but the only reason why Bitcoin is going up is because of this diagram over here, okay, the one that says the Fed balance sheet. There's a lot of technical jargons, okay, but let me just try and condense it in as layman terms as possible. Okay, so ever since the start of last year or whatever, okay, the Fed has been trimming their balance sheet. Okay, meaning that they're holding assets. They say they want less. Okay, this process in the news you'll hear it as QT or quantitative tightening. Okay, this means that with their interest rates going up, basically the economy is too hot. They want to hold less assets. They are selling off their assets. Blah blah blah. But basically, they are holding less assets. The economy, I would say, financial conditions are tightening. So as a result, Bitcoin, in all honesty, follows this chart's trajectory. Okay, now, you see the little spike that we indicated in the red color box. Why did this happen? Okay, now, very simply, okay, very complicated okay, the Fed can print money, all that kind of nonsense, okay, but basically, over the weekend, there was this banking crisis and, overall, when you tighten to a point, it's like a rubber band, it will snap back right in place, okay, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, so in the past week or two, basically what has happened is that the Fed has now injected new money, fresh funds into our economy. Okay, and this year is cannot lie one. Okay, with this chart, it shows very clearly that they injected, I would say, I don't know, it probably looks like maybe few billion, okay, doesn't matter the number, but they injected money into the economy. And what this means to the average market participant, okay, is that now the Fed is no longer going through this process of tightening, they're going through this process of loosening. Okay, and theoretically speaking, when financial conditions are looser, meaning to say that it's easier to borrow money, blah blah blah, okay, this causes Bitcoin to go up inevitably. Okay, but we can see that now it's very tricky because the chart shows one thing, okay, but at the same time we are seeing a banking crisis where now even banks are very scared to lend out, they scared people default, blah blah blah. So it's very tricky. Okay, but if we just kind of ignore all the other qualitative reasons and look at this chart, on its own, okay, this is the reason why Bitcoin is going up, because Bitcoin, I would say Bitcoin bulls, at the very least, they believe that the Fed is now done with their so-called like massive interest rate increase. They believe that the Fed is now I would say more dovish, or like more chill, not so hard on the market, and hence this is one of the reasons why, or rather the main reason why Bitcoin is going up. Another reason, just a little bit floating under the radar, okay, that we have found, or rather that I have found in my research, is that one of the other reasons Bitcoin is going up is because there's going to be, or rather some speculation, okay, about a blockchain registry, and this is starting in Ukraine, specific to property. Okay, so for a very long time, the users of blockchain has been speculated. Okay, one of the more, I would say, down-to-earth ways is basically through education, where like a university, say like, oh, okay, I issue you a Harvard degree, and I'll issue this to you on the blockchain. So it can never be changed, right? Blockchain is a decentralized ledger. It cannot be changed. In this concept, no one can ever forge your degree, and they can always I would say verify it's the realness of it lah. Okay, so same thing in Ukraine. Okay, basically what's happening is that you have all these people coming in, this is my land, this is your land, blah blah blah, this Putin's land. Okay, and they want to create like a little registry, okay, that says that this land is yours, and because of that, the deed to the land is in the blockchain. Okay, market participants believe that this could be one reason why Bitcoin is rising. Now, in my opinion, I don't know lah. Okay, if Ukraine put its army on your land, you also, whether it's in your name or not, you're also scared to take it back lah. Okay, so let's just be real with that. Okay, but apart from this, let's just dive straight into the charts. Let's see what the charts are saying about Bitcoin. Right, so over here we have the beautiful chart of Bitcoin. Okay, we can see over here right from our 2020 lows, remember, during our dear old COVID lockdowns, all the way where it was at 5,000, rally all the way to 65,000 and beyond, and then now we can see it's kind of consolidating back at went down to 15k, 16k, and now it's going back at about 27. In recent days, okay, if you were one of those that were able to catch Bitcoin at its lows of 16,000, and by some miraculous stroke of luck, you are able to sell it off at 27, kudos to you. You are sitting on an 80% profit. That's very good. Okay, but for most of us, even myself included, I have bought Bitcoin at almost every point realistic and unrealistic I have entered lah. So that's me. Okay, but having said that, okay, once again, Bitcoin is a very speculative asset. It holds less than 5% of my portfolio, hence I'm very, very comfortable to have it. So even if 5% evaporates into thin air, I'm totally cool with it as well. Okay, so not financial advice, but once again, manage your risk accordingly. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, okay, we see a few things happening in recent time. Okay, I'm just going to put up the 50-day moving average line, which is this line in blue over here. Okay, and I'm going to put up this 200-day moving average, which is this line in green over here. Okay, now, we're seeing a few things happen. Okay, I think more prevalent with the 200 days. So let me just get rid of the blue line for now. The 200-day moving average, okay, at some point in time, it shows there was I would say, a resistance level. So that was back in May 2020, where at this 50,000 level, we kind of see it failing to break past this. So at some point in time, the 200-day moving average was seen as the resistance indicator. Okay, but right now, okay, where it was a resistance indicator once again back in January this year, okay, at exactly 20,000. Okay, so we can see here that we broke past this, this green line over here at approximately, what was that number? At approximately 19k, 20k. And when we broke past this, okay, we saw a little bit of rally, but yet we saw a bit of sell-off once again. And now, okay, we are seeing the 200-day moving average form as what we call a support level. Okay, there's a word for it, structural support, linear support. I forgot what's the name lah. Okay, but there's a name for this kind of support levels. Okay, but with this, okay, we are seeing this 200-day moving average, be, I guess, a key bottom, okay, for Bitcoin, and market participants are indeed using this as a reference point. If we put in that 50-day moving average, okay, the blue line over here, okay, we are seeing what we call a golden cross form, okay, when the when the 50-day moving average breaks above the 200-day moving average. Breaks above the 200-day. Yeah, correct. So that's where we see a little golden cross. And speaking of golden cross, the Nasdaq also formed its golden cross a few days ago. So that's very interesting. Okay, but we'll cover that in another video. But basically, one reason why, okay, we're seeing a lot of action here with Bitcoin is that, okay, so just now we mentioned that, okay, you have that fat balance sheet, you have some speculation about some blockchain stuff, and also we have the technicals in terms of this golden cross supporting the momentum now. Okay, now if you ask me if this little rally can be prolonged, it's very, very tricky. Okay, we are seeing let me just kind of draw some lines here. We will definitely see a purple line here. Okay, so very, very likely, okay, previously we saw a lot of very, very tight consolidation at 30,000. Once again, I'm a huge believer that when it comes to technicals, people always trade based on psychological levels, 10k, 20k, 30k. Okay, so there's no surprise that you will see some sell-off at 30k lah. Okay, definitely no surprise at all. Okay, that's probably where we want to see. This does look like some form of cup and handle pattern approaching. So probably we may see some action at 30,000, following which we may see, depending on market conditions, once again, we may see some sell-off. Sorry, let me just kind of put this line here. Yeah, we may see it retrace back to about 25, 26, and then hopefully that's where we see the momentum continue lah. We hope lah. Okay, once again, very speculative on crypto. All my favorite YouTubers are being sued at the moment. Okay, meet Kevin, blah blah blah. Okay, they are being sued for their involvement in FTX. Meet Kevin openly came and said that because of FTX, he earned about 225k at or about. Okay, and now he's being sued along with all the other YouTubers that promote FTX. And when he reached out to him for commentary, Mick Kevin said that okay, he's happy to create some kind of charity fund. Okay, but when it comes to accountability, he feels that he does not feel accountable for people, because if someone asks you to go and bang your head against the wall, if you do it, that's really your problem lah. So very, very tricky here. Once again, the crypto fallout is not over. Okay, a lot of things can happen from here. I will not be surprised to see any stable coins and their cash reserves being, I would say, limited. Okay, bear in mind that USDC broke its peg, okay, because a sizable portion of its reserves was in SVB. Okay, so any of your little stable coins, if they have cash reserves in a small regional bank, be very careful, do your due diligence, and we'll see you again next week.